watchers and listeners to Sport Talk with Dwat. I'm Dwat, and I got Casper on the show. If you would please like, share, and subscribe on YouTube, and you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Check us out on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. With that being said, let's get this show on the road.
All right, welcome to episode 55 of Sport Talk with Dwat. I am Dwat, and I am joined here with Casper. We're going to talk about some NASCAR, college baseball, the Braves, some fishing, and much more. That being said, let's bring them on in. What's going on, Casper?
What's up, big dog? Just out here living the dream, watching my Hurricanes win championships, and it was a good weekend overall. Honestly, I mean, lots of good stuff going on for a dead weekend, if you ask me.
Yeah, there wasn't much going on. I had a pretty action-packed weekend, but I'll let you start first. So, how was your weekend, Casper?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Friday, shoot, what did we do Friday? Nothing. I don't think. I think we went to the pool. Maybe did something like that. Oh, we went and hung out with some friends and had some burgers and watched a little bit of that Carolina Ole Miss in the backyard. We had a fire. They wouldn't have a fire. I thought it was a little hot for a fire. It was like 95 degrees. I've been sweating at work all week. I'm sure you had too, but them guys work inside, so it is what it is. I'm happy for them. I'm glad they got air conditioned jobs, but I was like, man, it's too hot for this stuff. So I don't know. It was a good Friday and Saturday. I just kind of hung out. The wife had to work, so tried to do a little bit of stuff around the house and hung out with the kid. And I watched some racing. Went to I-75 Saturday night, baby. Got to see the Dream Weaver back in action. Quick word on that old Corey Hedgecock up here, 23. He was driving that 7T again, and he was running the limited class. And I swear I thought that car was a crate. So I don't know if they swapped motors or what, but he might have been running a crate up. So I don't know, but he finally was going to get a pass on Weaver there at the end of that deal. And, dude, he just took it to the inside, and Weaver kind of blocked him, like air blocked him, which honestly was kind of, yeah. But then Corey spun himself out instead of wrecking him. And I don't know. I hadn't looked for the Facebook post that I told y'all would be coming, but I'm sure there was one. They just watched the race yesterday, hung out, made some French onion soup. Pretty good weekend.
Oh, yeah, that sounds good to me. Let's see here. Thursday, I went to the Lookouts game. I sat up top and got some free hot dogs and hamburgers. And, so all the food was really good up top there in the suites. A part of my dad's group there. Went up there. They played the Trash Pandas. They got to win that night, so it was actually a pretty good game. Great seat up there, man. It is a great seat. It was cool to sit up there compared to sitting down there. Got the AC up top. It's kind of nice. Which now I got to go back to the old way and sit down there and stand. So I have to adjust myself a little bit compared to sitting up there with all you can eat food and drink. So that was pretty cool there. Thursday, let's see here. Then Friday night didn't do much. Saturday had to work bright and early 5 in the morning, so I got up at 3:30. So that was my Saturday. Saturday night we went fishing with my wife. It was one of those deals that wasn't going my way, but she was able to get some. So she was able to get to catching. So that was really good to see there for her. She got one brim, and I didn't get anything. Which there was a concert going on there at Chester Frost. It was very loud, a lot of boats, a lot of traffic. So probably wasn't why I didn't catch nothing. But that's something new. I think they're doing over there at the park. Is each maybe Saturdays they're having some kind of concert, and it was a great turnout. And for people that live out in Saudi or Hickson, that don't want to drive downtown to nightfall and whatnot, they got one a little bit closer. So I think that's a really good idea. They got a lot of land, a lot of grassy areas over there. So I think that was a pretty cool touch that they're going to try doing this year, and hopefully they keep doing it. That leads me into Sunday. I went out on my kayak Sunday morning. I was getting all blown around with the current and the wind and whatnot. So I tried some live bait out there at Chester Frost in my kayak. I probably tried for about 2 hours or so. It just wasn't working out too good for me. So I salvaged my bait and came home and watched the race. It got moved up 2 hours due to some rain possibilities in Pocono, Pennsylvania. So I like the 2 hour change there, Casper. That's something a little bit different. That time. So that was pretty cool on my end as a fan. I like that. Come on at 1 instead of 3, so I got over 2 hours earlier, which is always good. So then that leads me into Sunday night. We ate some dinner and we decided to go hit the lake again. We've been fishing a lot the last couple days and weeks, I guess I could say. And we went out there to Chester Frost, and the sun was going down, and those fish started biting pretty well, just about 7:45, 8 o'clock. Man, she was throwing them out there, and she was reeling them in, man. She was reeling them in for sure. And we're just going to cut on into it there. So she caught a couple, and then she tossed that one out there, just an average toss, average minnow, and I'm talking probably a 3+ pound bass just jumped on it. And the funny thing, she was like, "I think I got one. I think I got a big one. I think I got a big one." And as she was bringing it in, boy, it was a big one. I leaned over the dock there and kind of helped her bring it in and get it on the dock safely. And we did a little surgery, get the hook out. It had it in there good, but she held it, got a picture. I held it, got a picture of it. Man, I was proud of her. I was proud of us, and to really get that. I ain't caught I ain't seen a fish that big in person in a long time. I ain't caught one that big since we went years ago, and we did it. We got it, and she got it, and so that adds. There we go. See, look at that. I got my hands on. I got my picture made with it. So I got it back in the water safely. I was trying to make sure to get what we were going to get there with the
with the jump shot, baby. Just throw that baby back in. Sorry, Randy. I'm just joking. Just joking.
So it's back in the water safely. Hopefully others can enjoy it, if not myself. And we're going to try again here soon. And they were biting probably the best I've seen them bite. I don't know, because it rained here hard that day, and I don't know if that helped the bite with the fish or not, but they were, they were biting hard on those minnows, and it was great to see. Also, I got me a new shirt there from Talking Tackle. They come out with some new shirts just a couple of days ago. So I jumped down there and got my shirt, and now I got my hat that I got a few weeks ago. So I got my shirt, I got my hat. Now I just need to get a sponsorship, but I'm working on it. But it's fun to have some different kind of shirts and hats to wear out there on the lake. And also, we're going to keep track of all that we catch. So here's our list of fish that we've been catching. In the past, something I talk about on the show sometimes is our list. So there's the list. And I'm going to check it twice to make sure it's all accurate. And she's really catching up. So it is 11-9. D-Walt's got the lead. I was getting nervous last night. I really was. She was really bringing them in. And it was getting windy after she caught that big one. It was getting windy, and I was like, "Oh, it's windy." I was trying, I was making excuses, and it didn't stop her, and she just kept reeling them in. And I was always having to bend over and get the bait put back on. That was over, and she just kept bringing them in. I'd get them off for her and get them back in the water. Man, I was like, "Oh, man, I'm getting tired of bending over and getting these minnows. You're wearing them out, and I'm over here not catching nothing." But just got to re-hook them, re-rack them, and heck, just keep on trying.
Hey, listen, if she's gonna catch them that big, she's gonna have to learn how to take them off the hook. It is what it is. You can't be doing all the work for her. If you're doing the work, it doesn't count as a whole fish. I'm just saying. If she can't take it off the hook, put it back in the water, it counts as like 3/4, maybe a half. So, she got her on the first one. She got a big one under her belt. So now it's time to do the whole thing by herself. I believe in you. You can do it.
Oh, yeah, it's time to change the rules a little bit, and
you got it under control. If you can't do the whole thing, it doesn't count for a whole point. And I hate to be on Daniel's side of this argument, but I'm gonna come up with a good prize for y'all. We'll give the prize out in August or something. I gotta come up with something because I'm all about this. This is intense. But now you can't be going without her though, because you go without her, that's cheating. So
right. So I've got so this sheet here is just for me. So I got my own separate sheet. So that don't count toward the numbers. That's just my own. So at the end of the year, it's gonna be kind of cool to look back and see at the end of the year how many I caught, just me and that we caught together. So that's something we didn't really cut. Something that we're just thinking of, and we said, heck, let's kind of add them up. And I'd be curious just on my end what we can get to at the end of the year, which we usually try to go about at least once a week if we're not busy. So try to go next weekend, this coming up weekend, and at least one day, Friday night, Saturday. Go check it out and go see what we can do. But man, that was my weekend. It was great when it was kind of rainy a little bit, but we kind of didn't get us too messed up on the weather-wise, and I was able to watch my race. I was able to go fishing. Can't ask for much more than that there, Casper.
Especially when you got to work. I'm glad that you got to making full use of Sunday. I like to hear that. So
yeah, I've been working each Saturday, it seems like, so I'm trying to get out there, on my off day when I can, and that's what I'm trying to make the best use of my time. Absolutely.
I hear you. I like
it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like, share, and subscribe on the YouTube. You can find us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Follow us on Facebook. With that being said, we're going to move on to some news of the week. Patrick Mahomes will make $504.75 million through 2030 3. They got him locked in. They gave him the money, Casper. That's a lot of money. Let's hear about it.
Yeah, I mean, he ain't worth that. Sorry, nobody's worth that in the NFL. Nobody's worth the baseball contracts they're getting either. But there's nobody worth $500 million. I'm sorry, it's just you're not. I'm happy for him that he's making money, and I'm not like a hater. I don't hate on rich people. You know, there's been a lot of talk this week about people making too much money, like Elon Musk and his $1 trillion or whatever. But I couldn't care how much money somebody gets. I just think it's ridiculous. That's what we're paying people to play sports. I don't know. What happens if he gets hurt this year and he's done for the rest of his career? It's all guaranteed money. I don't like it. I'm sorry. We've got to do something to tone it back a little bit. I'm not a big fan of it. What I'd like to see is let's take a little bit of money from the players and let's bring the ticket prices back down to like $75 instead of, $400 to go to an NFL game. I've looked at Titans tickets. I know you have that. Like it's ridiculous, and I don't know. I'm glad he's making money. As far as like getting paid, he deserves it. He's a franchise type player. He's done a lot in Kansas City. I guess, in 5-10 years, we're going to call him Tom Brady 2.0 or something like that. But I don't know. I mean, I hate hearing big numbers like that on anybody's contract. That's just, it doesn't matter who it is. It's nothing against Patrick Mahomes. I just hate hearing that. But it's what it is. I'm sure he'll be slinging some football and hopefully they can get something figured out. They haven't looked that great. I know that they won the Super Bowl, 2 years ago, but like, they didn't look that great last year. Got a little age on that team. Got to figure out what they're going to get going and get reloaded. So I'm curious to see what they have around them this year. But I think they're going to need a little more than they had last year to get some wins. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of money, and what if he gets injured, like you said? And at some point he's getting a little bit older each year, so it's like, can he keep up? All these passes that he's doing, and we'll have to. As a fan, I'll have to kind of sit back and see if can they stay hot. Can they get some players that can help him, get going a little bit with from a lineman to whatnot to really help him have the time to pass and time to run and whatnot. So we'll have to sit back and see this fall and see how that goes for the Chiefs. All right, Tennessee basketball, #1 transfer class per ESPN. Hey, you got to pay these players. You got to get them to come to town, and they're getting them. They got some good transfers, and to have the top class, heck, I like that as a fan there, Casper. That could be big for us, I think.
Yeah, I mean, obviously went out and paid, and Barnes said, "Hey, I'm here to win a championship." I think he's about ready to retire, and he wants one bad, and he wants one for the University of Tennessee. I don't know that he's got it, man. We'll see. If he can't do it with this team, there's no excuses, though, right? Like that's kind of how I feel about it. So. Going to be big expectations rolling into basketball this year. I think football could be questionable. So we might be getting to talking about basketball faster than we want to. But, I mean, I don't blame him for doing it. I know Barnes gave up some of his money to go and get some of these guys, and, like, clearly he wants to win one. So for that, I hope they do because it might be a now or never kind of situation if you feel me.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I don't think that I don't love about these transfers is the 1-year transfer players that just come for 1 year. I like to see these guys transfer. That's fine. I'm more than just a one-time transfer and then stick around for a couple of years. But that's just the business of it, and that's just part of the sport. But I guess my take on some of that is I just don't love the 1-year transfer, and stick around for a while.
The way they've established the rules right now, it's essentially free agency every year in every college sport. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm sure you've seen stuff with the softball team. We've lost some, we've gained some. We had a softball pitcher transfer from Tennessee to Alabama. That's disgusting. Anytime that happens in conference to a rival, that's just it's disgusting. I mean, I'm sorry, I can't. I mean, can you imagine? I think it even happened. People from Georgia Tech to Georgia. I mean, it's so dumb, and I cannot tell you how much I want them to fix this stuff. It's just all a mess. They've got so many problems in college sports right now, and I hope they get it figured out before they ruin it. They're about to go NASCAR on us, Dwat, and just shut it down and make it not fun to watch. And we're all going to be watching the NFL, so they better get it together.
Yeah, I don't like it when they transfer, same type of conference and rivals. It's just a lack of caring, I think. I think the players don't care about the past history of the team and the teams, and they're just going to go chase hey, give me the money, baby. Give me. And that's what it comes down to. And it's not going to change until they make some kind of change, and that's just kind of how it's going to go. So that's some of the Tennessee basketball talk there. Deion Sanders prime time is officially cancer free from what I saw. So I like that. He's coming to Atlanta there in just a couple of months. So we played them last year at Colorado, and last year I could kind of tell that it wasn't himself. I felt like he had a lot going on there. So he kind of got swag back. I saw somewhere he's got swag back. So he's going to be full force, and I'm glad to see he's cancer free. He's a okay coach, I think. He's got some good chances, coming up year, I think. And I just hope he can make the best of it, and I hope they get beat there early on. But he's cancer free, and that's always good to hear.
So while we're talking about Dion being cancer free, I'm going to bring up some negativity about Dion. So Dion's results category is not that high still. So does he have to win like 9 games this year, 10 games? What does he have to do? How long will he be at Colorado until he wants to quit, or if he goes and has a losing record, is he done? What do you think?
I think he's on the hot seat this year. He better win 9, if not 10 wins. In the past, it's time. It's time to get it together. This is the year that's what's in the past is over with. Get some different players in. You got some go with injuries and going to the NFL with his son and whatnot. So those guys are now gone. You got to be able to get regrouped in. And I'd be curious if it's another bad year. Is he just going to retire? Or is he going to have some other kind of backstory behind why he's leaving? I don't think they're just going to run him off because they love the money that he's bringing into the university. They went from being to now they're getting games sold out and the fans are really into it. But I feel like with that fan base is like right now, if they start having a bad year, can they keep it together? Or are they just all going to kind of give up? I feel like it's all or nothing school. That's just kind of my opinion on the fan base.
I mean, at the end of the day, like they haven't been anything for a long time. It was one of those teams that I remember we used to play in the NCAA football 2007 back on the Wii. Like they were terrible. We used to play with them sometimes to beat up on like the good teams just for fun. And like I don't know, man. I hope they do it. I did not realize they were playing Georgia Tech there week 1. So that's actually probably pretty good tune-up for y'all. Get the little primetime action week 1, primetime action week 2. So y'all should be good and wound up, ready to go. I mean, I like it. I do got one more college football news before we get out of here. Did you see the Tennessee-Texas game time? 12 noon. The absolute biggest mistake that ESPN has ever made. Tennessee will lose that football game. Mark that down wherever you need to. If that is a night game, we win that game. I hate to sound like Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss, but that is absolutely horse crap that game is a 12 o'clock game. I hope I wish they could change it somehow. They're not going to. I know they're not going to. It is what it is. It'd be weird because like game day could be here for that game. I feel like potentially first time like UT in Knoxville, first time since Texas has joined the SEC that they're going to go for it. This is a battle of the real UT. This is going to be a checkerboard England Stadium. You guys make this an 8 o'clock game, and you put Texas in the absolute hardest stadium to play in the SEC. Even if we suck, I don't care. It's still the hardest place to play. And by making that a 12 o'clock game, you just take so much edge and excitement out of that game. I really don't like it. It really bums me out a lot. So I hate that for all the fans here, and I hate it for the players too. Because you have opportunity for a big game, and you're deciding no thanks. And I don't understand it. This is like racing at Bristol at 1 o'clock on a Saturday in August. Like what do we do? Like come on, man.
Yeah, when I saw that time slot, I was like, man, like out of all the times, and that's big games early on in the year, man, give me a 7:30 kick. Give me the night game. I almost wonder if it was that time. So then, since it was at 12, then they're gonna do the checker. Maybe they just tried to wrap that into it since that time was set. Then they try to make a little bit of fun out of it and get the fans into it with the checker.
I think the checker was set for that game anyways. I think they've got all that figured out, and like I'm cool with that. But then the checker's gonna look lame in the daylight. It is what it is. Like 3:30 is fine, but you got to at least give this a primetime slot. 12 o'clock is not a primetime slot. I know that Fox is trying to pretend it is, but it's just not. Sorry. I hate it. I'm mad about it. We're going to lose the game, and I am going to blame it on the time. So just go ahead and be ready. Anybody that's got anything to say in the comments, go ahead and let me know how you feel about it. But at the end of the day, Tennessee will lose to Texas because that game's at 12 o'clock. Arch Manning coming into Knoxville, Tennessee, people. Arch Manning. 12 o'clock. What the heck?
Yeah. That's all you need to know right there, Arch Manning. That's well said there, Casper. I think Fox is really starting to kind of cause a little mess here with some of the time because they want to kind of get it all mixed up there with ESPN and Fox and all these different channels. They're really putting pressure on other networks to show bigger games in the afternoon, and that's something that I saw at least here the last couple of years is different games are early on that I thought would be later. So as these times keep coming out, we'll have to kind of gather some up and see what's what and go from there. All right, that will move us into some. We're gonna move into some college baseball. The College World Series. North Carolina beats Ole Miss on Friday. They beat West Virginia on Saturday. So um, Sunday. It's that's two great wins there, and if you can keep winning like they are, then it's very crucial. And I think they've got a great shot. Now they're gonna just keep on playing, just keep winning there, Casper, and hopefully your team can keep it going.
Yeah, I'm gonna be just go ahead and get this on the record too. I'm gonna be betting on them to lose. I bet on them to lose yesterday. So to West Virginia, they got the win, so we're just gonna keep riding that. If I gotta pay $10 to win a championship, I gotta pay $10 to win a championship. I don't care. I don't know. They keep pulling it out. Sometimes they look bad. Sometimes they look good. The pitching, man, is pretty solid, and that's what's really kept them around. I feel like they don't score as much as some of these other college teams do, but they keep getting it done. We'll see what happens. Got to see Troy and West Virginia got the big matchup tonight or tomorrow. I think it's tonight. I don't know. I put it in the notes. I picked that game. It's either tonight or tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow. And we get the winner, and hopefully we'll beat whoever the winner is in one. But if we don't, we'll take them to two, and hopefully we'll beat them then. But really curious to see how that goes. And I don't know, go Heels. But my plan is to expect them to lose.
There you go. You just never know what's going to happen. Teams you got to watch. Troy's be a team to watch. I think on my end, kind of a smaller team that hadn't really been there before. So it makes you wonder if eventually because other teams might have some different players that are a little bigger and better and whatnot. But it'd be cool to see a small team kind of jump in there and make a run. But now we'll see. We'll just have to see how what teams make it. Keep going. You got Georgia, Oklahoma. Those teams will be something to watch. Oklahoma would be somebody different. Not a big fan of Oklahoma, but heck, if they got in there, they deserve it. So heck, if they can.
Don't you want them to win now? They beat you. Don't you want them to win? I know you said they're a terrible team, but don't you want them to win now? Kinda.
At this point, this kind of way I've always been in the past is once they beat my team, then I hope they win. I hope they go. I hope they make it all the way because they beat us fair and square. So I can't sit here and act like they beat us. So I hope they can make it all the way.
I'm with you.
That's just kind of the way I am on things, and we'll see how that goes. But that's about all I got there for college baseball there, Casper.
All
right. That will move us right into some Braves baseball. It was not the best of week there if you're a Braves baseball fan. The East update is a 8-game lead over the Phillies. So it went down a little bit. It was 9.5 last week. So that got dropped a little bit. Some top teams, this is per Dan, is the Braves, the Brewers, and the Dodgers. Those are the best teams in the NL. So he texted me that a couple nights ago. So Braves are 46-25. That's still a good record. I like it a lot, but we're getting close to 50. But you just got to keep chipping away, and you can't be dropping too many of these. So that will put us into the Tuesday through Wednesday was the Braves at the White Sox. We lost Tuesday, Wednesday, and then got rained out Thursday. Got postponed till August 20th. So we're going to make that game up late in the season. So, it's part of the weather. Can't control it. So we're going to try that one again there August 20th. There's a couple of injuries that popped up here, Casper. We're going to go over these. Acuna, 10-day IL. You got Spencer Strider. He's out for the next 4 weeks, I believe, from the Braves at least. And then Sean Murphy on the IL for 60 days. And you got Drake Baldwin. He's out as well. So got the injury bug there, Casper. So that's not what you want to hear.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. We know this was going to happen at some point. Still got some catchers we're dealing with, like talked about. We'll see what happens. I think me and you talked on here. At some point, we're going to have a bad stretch. If it's a bad stretch, that's fine. I hope we can pull back out of it. Hopefully starting tomorrow, go ahead and get back into the winning ways and start winning series again. last week was a tough one. So we'll see what happens. The injuries do definitely scare you. I mean, Acuna's been injury prone his whole career. Hate to say it about Spencer Strider, but he's turned into that guy that you just have to wonder, like, is he even worth keeping on your team because he's hurt all the time. He's from Knoxville, so like I hate to say that, but you know how it goes in baseball, man. There's some like pitchers in particular. Once they get hurt, it seems like they just well, some of them come back, but it seems like more than not, they just don't ever come back full strength. So hate that for them. Hope they can get it together and sure see what happens this week. We need to do good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's time to pick it up. So then we played at the Mets. That was Friday through Sunday. We won 1 of 3 up there in New York against the Mets. So as a fan, I was trying to keep up with some of those games this weekend, and wasn't what I wanted to see, but it happens. And we're gonna have our times that aren't the best there, Casper. So we're gonna have to hopefully we can move on. And we got some big games coming up this week as we head back home. So Tuesday through Thursday will be the Giants coming to Atlanta. So that's a team that we should be able to take care of, hopefully. I'm looking for give me at least 2 wins there, Casper. So that'd be a big series there. And then Friday through Sunday, we're gonna bring on in the Brewers. This is the big one for my household. You got Katie's big into the Brewers. I'm big into the Braves. So we got a little house divided up there here in Chattanooga. So it's kind of always a fun series. I thought about going, but Sunday's Father's Day. Saturday's a 4:10 start. It's gonna be hot, and then Friday I got to work, so it'll be hard to get down to in the evening. So that's gonna be a cool series. Man, that's just as a fan, like it'd be cool to see us get 2. Give me 2 wins. Brewers are hot. They got a good team, and if they get 2, then I can text Dan and say what happened to the Brewers, and I can kind of get it going a little bit through the phone there. So I hope and kind of give me 2 there, Casper. That's what I'm shooting for.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, that right there is a good challenge. Like Dan said, good teams, and we're not going to talk about the Dodgers on here, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. This week I want to sweep San Francisco. I'm just going to be honest. Like, we got the worst coach in baseball that needs to retire after this year, never come back to the University of Tennessee. He'll be back next year. Anyway, let's throw that out loud. Sorry. Yeah, so but you got another road trip going out west again, San Diego and San Francisco. So you're going to around to play San Francisco again. Need to go ahead and get them on the ropes, and then you need to beat them again. So it's important to get a good start tomorrow. Grant Holmes pitching. He's really done a pretty good job for somebody that I didn't expect to do super hot this year. So hopefully we'll get the wins there. And like I said, those games this weekend, I think those will be some good baseball games to watch. And hopefully I can catch a few. I'll be traveling. We're supposed to be at Smoky Mountain Speedway, but I guess, just did me dirty. So I'll be at a wedding in Virginia, but I will have the iPad, the phone charged, and we'll be watching racing and a little Braves baseball, hopefully.
That sounds all right to me, Yeah, but you just gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. All right, that will put
I'm
us
still
in.
not happy about it.
Yeah, it's always a great race for Smoky Mountain Speedway. So anybody out there, let's go check out some dirt late model racing. Go check out the super late models at Smoky Mountain Speed, Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series coming to East Tennessee. All right, that will put us into some minor league baseball talk. The Lookouts win 3 games this past week. The Smokies win 5 games this past week. Here's a little update for the standings. So pretty much if you can win the first half of this season, then that locks you into the playoffs. So the Smokies are 34-28 and lead the North by half a game, I believe, and the Lookouts are 34-29. They're half game back. That is correct. So the Smokies are now, and this is gonna be a good matchup. So this week is the Smokies are going to host the Lookouts. So if the Smokies can take care of the Lookouts this week, then that'll help them clinch the first half of the season. So that'd be very key for them.
I might have to go to that. I mean, this right here, this is where head-to-head battle to win the first half. This is where you find out what you got. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it'd be cool to see some good games up there this week and some high-scoring games and kind of see where we're at with players getting moved up and whatnot these last couple weeks for the Lookout. So there's been a lot of activity on the roster going to AAA. So you got to be able to get the new ones up there and put it together. So hopefully, as a fan of the Lookouts, hopefully they can get locked in. That gives me some more baseball into September. So those games are always pretty exciting there to win and keep going there in the playoffs. So hopefully my Lookouts can get it together and get locked in the playoffs. All right, that will put us into some events that we have been to in the past. This is always a lot of fun for me. I'll go first here, Casper, because you're kind of involved in this. Five Flag Speedway. So I got married last year, and we went down to Pensacola, and I was honestly unaware that this event was going on there on that Saturday, which was the last night of the honeymoon. And so we went, my wife and I went to Five Flag Speedway and got to see a asphalt race. That's my first time seeing something like that. So different kind of cars, different kind of smell. It was all just different, and it was a track that I've never been to, so I got to go to a new track. And I threw it out there to her, and it sounded like it was a go. So we went and had a good time. So that was an event that's very cool. That'll always be something that I can say I've been to, and I got to go check it out.
So I'm going to throw one out there. This is just kind of a unique deal that we went to. Same thing on a trip. I just remember this because you're talking about going on a trip. We were on the way home coming through Atlanta. I just happened to be scrolling there, and I saw that Dixie Speedway was having a race, which we've been there, nothing crazy fancy, but it was Dixie Speedway, and they were having a waterless boat race at the end of this thing, big dog. You've never seen one, I don't think, but basically what they do is they take some junker cars out of the junkyard, knock the glass out of them, take a cable, put her on a boat, and they just drag the boats around behind the cars on the track. It's the last thing of the night. It's like demolition derby. Last one with the boat attached to the car wins the race, right? So if you make the most laps, you win the race. That's how it works. So they're just out there trying to knock each other's boats off, just fiberglass holes, no motor, nothing other than just a fiberglass hole. And out there dragging them around, and it was a good time. It was a really cool thing we did on the way back from vacation. Really random, but funny to watch. Go look it up on YouTube. You can find some good videos of that. Sent one through the roof, so happens.
Yeah, I have to check that out sometime. It sounds pretty exciting as a fan to get to see that.
Yeah,
so
it was a good time. We stayed late, and we didn't get home till like 2 o'clock in the morning because we stayed for that. But it was worth it.
All right, we'll put us into some Georgia Tech football news. So this is something different. I've kind of got my own thought on this. So Georgia Tech has offered Andrew Smart, son of Georgia football coach Kirby Smart, class of 2030, a scholarship. I know it's early, a lot can change, but as far as I can saw, it is official. They've offered him a scholarship. There's going to be a lot of people that are probably higher up at their Tech that's not going to be a big fan of that. My dad's probably not going to be a big fan of that, but here's my thought. I don't really care who his dad is or who his grandparents are or whatnot. If he's going to help us win games on Saturday, then that's really all I care about. If he can run, he can pass, and score points for the team, I'm for it. So I don't think he's going to come to Tech, honestly. I think he'll kind of drag it out. I think he'll have his hats lined up, and Tech will be one of the hats on the table. And he'll kind of raise it up, I think, and he'll kind of get the crowd into it. And then he'll say, "Get it out of here." And then he'll throw it out, and then he'll put on a Georgia hat. If I had to guess, I don't see him going anywhere else but Georgia. But I don't know much about him, honestly, his height or his arm or his legs or whatnot. But all I saw was a picture of him talking to Coach Key. And hey, you just never know what's going to happen. But when I saw it, like, oh, yeah, I'm going to pass along to this show. We might be getting the son of Kirby Smart.
Also, put one out there for Nolan Kiffin too, in case you missed that. But I think this is just good, clean hate, baby. I like it. This is what I want to see. Go out there and poke the bear a little bit. Why not? Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Poke the bear, baby. Poke the bear. I'm sure some people won't like it. I like it. I think it's a good move in today's day and age. In fact, I'd find as much money as you can. He ain't coming though. It's not happening. It ain't happening. Y'all probably aren't beating Georgia either. Hate to tell you, but that ain't probably happening either. But he's not coming. But it'd be cool if he did.
It would be very unique. We haven't beat them in years, and we need to get who we can to help beat them. But
go for a package deal. Bring Kirby and him at the same time. You're gonna need a lot of money, but that's what I go for.
Yeah, let's just clean the house there, Casper, and get new coaching staff and new quarterback. But so we'll see. I think it's definitely poking the bear. I like that term you used there, Casper. That's definitely what it was. And when I saw it, I was really wanting to make sure I was getting my facts together. But I mean, I saw the picture, and then I saw what I saw. So I thought that was just very, very unique. So pass along to the show. All right, that will put us into some NBA Finals. Oh man, the Knicks and the Spurs. The New York Knicks win in Game 5 for the first time since 1973. So, man, it's been a long time coming. So to see the Knicks get it done was was pretty cool, I guess. The Spurs are a good team, but heck, the Knicks got it done. They've been around for a long time and haven't been very good. So to see them get it, pretty cool, I guess, on my end.
I'm a big fan. First of all, I'm going to say that I don't understand how this is the craziest stat I heard about this on ESPN. I can't remember who pulled it up, but that the Spurs led for 74% of the minutes in this series and lost this thing in 5 games. They blew 20+ point leads 3 times. Like you can't what. It's just lack of experience. Spurs have some ground to grow, and we'll see what happens in the future. I don't like seeing the Knicks win. Best case scenario will be that they never play basketball again. Hopefully, they sell the team and move it somewhere else, like to Nashville or something. I just don't like the Knicks. Never will. So, congratulations to them. Wins a win. Jalen Brunson, absolute. Brother, yeah. We talk about watching greats in basketball in particular because it's a 5-on-5, but it's really a lot of times one guy, and he played really good and got the MVP, deserved it, and I mean, I don't know. I didn't watch all the series. I watched a lot more of it than I would like to admit to you that I did. But I hate to see the next win. I hate it. It's almost as bad as seeing Georgia win.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, I guess call it clutch or you call it what you want to call it, but they definitely got those wins late in those games just by a point on some of them, and that's something that you don't see very often. I feel like is those close final games where they behind most of the game, kind of like you said, and then they got the lead there late, and that's something you saw a lot there. Each game it seemed like so. That's what it was, and they got the win. So we'll all you can do is congratulate them, I guess, and move on to the next one.
Yep.
All right, NHL Stanley Cup Finals. The Hurricanes, Casper's team, right here on Sport Talk. Carolina Hurricanes get it done. Game 6. Man, oh man, Casper, they got it done. And that was your pick weeks and months ago. So your team got it done for you.
Yeah, what's even better is they only lost 3 games throughout the whole playoffs and all their series, and that included 2 in the finals. So I don't know. I mean, I think that's a pretty solid run for the Hurricanes, and hope to see them continue to do well. It's my old area that I'm from. Like I think I've said on here, that's the first professional sports game I ever went to was Hurricanes, and always liked that a little bit. So, they're down there in NC State territory. Not a big fan of that. I don't even know if you know that, but they share the building with NC State for basketball. So, they got that red and black thing going on. I know you're not pulling for them. I'm not that much a big fan of that either because they're in Raleigh. But, good to see the Carolina Hurricanes get the win down here in the South, winning some hockey, baby. I like it.
Yeah, I did not know they shared that stadium. I honestly had no clue. I learned something right here on Sport Talk. Did not know that. So it kind of makes sense, I guess, but in a way it does. But you think now that they should have their own place as a pro team, maybe they should have their own place on while you're sharing with college. But they got the money. Come on now.
No. That's that money, son. Money. I mean, PNC is big time multi-use facility.
Okay.
Shared with the Thrashers when they were in Atlanta, so it is what it is.
Okay, all right, there it is. There you go. All right, so that was the NHL. So that will put us into some NASCAR talk. Let's see here. Sold out crowd, Pocono Raceway. And it was a great crowd, great turnout, great weather there at the beginning till the end there. But luckily, it got it all done. It was on Prime, and just right quick, Casper. The Prime coverage I think has been really good this year. I like the announcers. I like Dale Jr., Steve Letarte, you name it. Now they got some more on there. I think they just connect well with the fans. They got good artwork. They got all their coverage is just really really good, and it really blows Fox away. I think I'm always kind of been a Fox guy, honestly, and it's just these last couple of years have really been going downhill with Mike Joy and Clint Boyer and whatnot. Just it's time for a change over there. Which like Harvick, I think he's good, but Prime's really good. I enjoy watching the races on Prime. They kind of get it going. Some might not like it because they gotta have Amazon and it's the app they gotta download. I get it. It's not just on your TV. They gotta make it hard on you. And I'm not sure, for the views, kind of what they're at. But from one thing I hear is the fans love it. So that's always kind of good to see on that there, Casper.
Viewership's not bad, first of all. Anybody that tells you it is full of it. Let me go ahead and tell you that. Second of all, yes, Prime is great. I think it's the best coverage that we've had in NASCAR. I mean, the NBC, when you had Junior and Letard on NBC, was pretty good. Fox doesn't care anymore. It's pretty obvious they don't care. Their next deal, they're done. I don't know. My opinion is I actually want to see Prime take over for the Cup Series pretty much full time. I'll get rid of my TV package. If they don't watch out, I would just go to ESPN and Prime and get rid of my YouTube TV because you can watch other stuff, most of it on ESPN at this point, anyways. The only thing that should really be missing is the NFL, and if you get the Sunday ticket, then you're good. So it doesn't matter. The other thing there's two big things I want to point out about Prime that we saw this weekend. One is they can change the start time by 2 hours instead of one. I mean, you've been going to races for a long time. We've got burned before by them moving up start times. That's not knowing it. Bristol, I know one time we barely made it in. So 2 hours is a big swing, but at least they got the race in, and I think if they would have started it 1 hour later, from what I saw on the internet, it looks like it was storming. So I like that aspect of it. Like I said, good coverage. They don't cut to commercials at dumb times. 30 to go. We're locked in. Pocono is not like the most exciting racetrack, but they made this race exciting. The other races at Pocono, the ARCA race and the O'Reilly race, were fantastic races, actually. Really glad the O'Reilly series goes there. There was a while they didn't always go there. It was just the trucks. So, but I thought it was a really good race. So glad to see him back up there. I don't know. Denny Hamlin, man. Is he cheating? Yes or no?
I think we're going to hear something here. I say in the next 3 to 6 weeks, I say post some of the, going out west. I think after the road course and maybe even in that stretch coming up after that, I think something's going to come out with the motor, or something's going to come out. I think something's got to give here. I mean, he's dominant. I mean, it's something that just as a fan, just watching his races, I'm like, man, he just gets out front and he takes over, and he's smart with his, getting his, all that dialed in, and it's the crew chief and the car chief and all these guys that's really, and he's just so focused. I think he's at it. He's just really good right now, and I wish I could get on here and say this or that, but I mean it's just a fact, and I'll give a little bold prediction here for the next couple of weeks or months. I think he at least gets at least three more going it before. I say he might get three more before the playoffs start, before the chase starts. I say he'll get three more. I don't think he'll run that great the next 2 weeks on the road courses, but once he gets back, some track, Atlanta, whatnot, there in the summer months, going into the chase. I mean, it's a driver and a team that I don't think they're just going to go away. I think they're going to stay consistent like they are and be smart. And just that's kind of my thought there. What you got there on that, Casper?
I mean, he's definitely on top of his game. As far as cheating thing goes, this is what I tell you. Tony Stewart said, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. And back to what you were saying, though, he is putting in more effort than anybody out there. Dude's absolutely locked in. I think all the things that he went through last year, from the lawsuit, losing the championship, all that stuff. He's locked in, dude. He's as locked in as he's ever been. And we'll see. I'm going to go ahead and make a bold prediction that he does not win the championship, because I just don't think he's got it. That being said, I think that right now this season ranks as, based off what I'm seeing out of him right now, is one of the best seasons anybody's put together in the last 20 years. Definitely in the top three, right? You have the Tony Stewart chase wasn't a great season, so that was a good 10 run. You had Kyle Larson, you had Kevin Harvick win 10 races. Both of them won 10 races in a year, and those are pretty dominant seasons. I think Denny's on that kind of tear right now. I know everybody talks about he can't catch. I guess it's Darrell Waltrip's next one on the win list in 8, but I'm telling you, man, I don't think you're wrong. 3. I look at the schedule today. Actually, Chicago, he's got to be your favorite. Echo Park at Atlanta, Wilkesboro, yes. I mean, he's been the best on short tracks. You go to Iowa, yes. I mean, I like he's the favorite at Indy probably too. So he just won at Pocono. Pocono and Indy usually pretty close to staying there. So unless somebody pulls something out of their butt and figures something out, I mean, I pretty well think that Denny has a good chance, like you said, to win 3 out of the next 10, and that includes really 3 out of 8, because he's not going to win on the road courses. If he wins on a road course, they definitely need to take the car. I'll tell you that. But I don't know. It's racing season getting good. Everything else is going away. We get to lock in now. I'm excited about that on baseball and some racing. So I'm getting pumped up. This is a great race weekend overall. And there's been a lot of good race weekends, and Prime makes the difference at the end of the day.
Yeah, I agree. It's starting to pick up there with the racing for sure, and the baseball. So, well, also right quick here on the show, I got to witness that on Flow was the Outlaw versus the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, which is, I thought, which in the past is something that we maybe kind of wanted to see. And to see it all come together, and I guess I wasn't aware that it was all coming together in the last months or so. And to see it on the schedule was really cool. I tuned into it. I was gonna get your thought on the one car or the two car shootout there. They had the two car on the track. I guess it was like a post heat races. I was gonna see what you thought about that two car
So
duel.
my thoughts on that is that they should do that a lot more. I thought that was fantastic. 2 laps, absolutely just giving each other the beans. I thought the guys were going to wreck. First of all, the top 12 in Lucas and the top 12 in Florida Outlaws is really good race car drivers from the top to bottom. Even if they finish 24th in that race, like you're doing pretty good. Like you go to any other track and you're going to beat everybody. So both those series have really stepped their game up. I thought it was a cool event. Super under advertised because
Yeah,
I'm pretty
I
well
agree.
locked in. Didn't really know everything that was going on. I hope they do a lot better job next year promoting it. I think everybody was a little bit nervous about how it was going to go and didn't know. And like, it's kind of a weird concept. It's not really a normal racing concept, but that whole one-on-one thing, I love that. And I'd be fine to watch that instead of like some of these dashes that they run at some of these races. Like, and I think you should move your spot up, dude. They do that at the Chili Bowl. I don't know. They call it the pole shuffle. It's pretty much the same thing. You line two guys up. If you win, you move on, and you can advance from 10th to first if you keep knocking people out. Or I don't know if maybe they only go like 10th to fifth. But dude, I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I think if somebody's going to run and beat somebody for 20 laps, I think they should be on the pole. I mean, I really like it. So. Really good racing. Don't know if you can do that at your local tracks because not everybody's that good, right? But it was a really cool event. And I hope next year they do it again. I'd like to see Dirt Vision do the coverage. Maybe next year go back and forth. Um, maybe even have a dueling broadcast. I mean, I think that'd be pretty cool
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
I know that it's really hard to get World Racing Group to work with anybody at all. That's why Flo did the coverage. That's just the ugly truth. But man, I know a lot of people don't know about stuff, but that was a really cool event. I was pleasantly surprised at how good it was.
Yeah, next year it'd be cool to see them, talk about it more. I honestly didn't know it was going on until maybe the night before. So they kept the show moving, cool track up there, and hopefully we'll see that in the future on that. All right, now we'll put us into the picks of last week. So it is now 17-16. There, D-Walt's got the lead, but Casper got the win there. So I'll go over his and I'll go over mine. So he had the Braves Tuesday over the White Sox. That was incorrect. With the Spurs, they got the win, and then the Tar Heels over Ole Miss on Friday in Omaha. So that was correct. So Casper got 2 of 3. And then here for DWAT was the Spurs at the Knicks on Wednesday. I had the Knicks. That was correct. Golden Knights at the Hurricanes on Thursday. That was incorrect. I had the Golden Knights. And then I had the Braves at the White Sox on Wednesday. And the Braves got beat. So I got 1 of my 3 right. And Casper got 2 of his 3. And the NASCAR pick for Casper was Eric Jones, and that was incorrect. And then I had Kyle Larson ran good, but didn't get it done. So those both were incorrect. And that will put us into picks of this week. I get to go first since I got beat. So I'm going to go the Brewers at the Braves Saturday at 4:10. Give me the Braves over the Brewers. Don't do a little WNBA Dream at the Fever. That's on Thursday. Give me the Fever to get the win there. And then give me the Mets at the Phillies Saturday. Give me the Phillies to get the win over the Mets. And then my NASCAR at San Diego. It's SVG, the road course king. I think he's going to get him another one. Go ahead, Casper.
I hate that you got SPGS automatic point. I like that. Good job. But that means I get them next week. It's Sonoma, so that works out. But I'm going to go Oklahoma over Georgia tonight. Give me the Oklahoma. They're not that good of a team, unranked. Go ahead and let me get them to get the win over them Bulldogs tonight in Omaha. Give me West Virginia over Troy on Tuesday in the College World Series out in Omaha. And then give me New Zealand over Iran tonight, 9 o'clock. Give me New Zealand to get the win over the Iranians. It's missing half their team.
I like it. And your NASCAR pick?
Oh, see, I put Garner Zillich in here. I'm just not sure I like that. I'm going to go last minute switch up. Give me Chase Elliott. I feel like he's right on the bubble of being like the next guy to do something other than Toyota. They run really good this week, and they've run really good a lot. I know he had the wreck with Bell and all that, but give me that. dark horse watching that race, just for everybody that doesn't know, Christopher Bell is coming out of his car and Brent Cruz is going in his car more than likely. They haven't announced that. I'm just speculating that's what's going to happen. And if Brent Cruz gets in that car, Brent Cruz could very easily be right up there with SVG and Connor Zillage potentially at the front of the field. But I'm going to take Chase Elliott in San Diego. It's going to be probably the coolest NASCAR race ever in our lifetime, more than likely. So y'all be sure to watch that if you have Prime.
There we go. I'll be tuned in for sure. And our tiebreaker will be the Brewers at the Braves Saturday at 4:10. I'm gonna go with 8. What you got, Casper?
I'll go 7 again. I don't like that one, but who's pitching? Elder. Yeah, you're probably gonna win that one. But I'll take 7 anyway. That's probably the smart play. But yeah, you're gonna win that. That's good though.
All right, that will put us into one last thought. What you got, Casper?
My one last thought is this. I saw Pocono Speedway, which me and Dwat, as dedicated NASCAR fans for the last 20 years, have dreaded going to Pocono probably up until about 4 years ago, whenever they went to one race a year and it sold out every time. I think pretty much every racetrack in the NASCAR Cup Series should have one race. Don't need to have 20 races. This isn't football. This isn't basketball. This isn't baseball. There's a lot of racetracks in the country. Go to the small ones, sell them out, make it a sold out environment. I don't know about you, but I whenever I watch the race and I see the overhead shots from the helicopters or the blimp or drones, whatever they got out there now, and I see it sold out, it just feels bigger than maybe even it is. So I really like that. Pocono going to one date, exactly what they needed to fix that racetrack, make it more interesting. So something I've been on for a while now, but there's only 5 tracks in 2 races. Bristol, maybe, but I really want it to be the All-Star race. Daytona, Talladega, Martinsville, Darlington. Nothing else in these 2 races that I can think of. So
I like that. All right, my one last thought would be the World Cup. Big crowds going to these football stadiums. They've been selling them out. They look to be packed. I watched some of that for a few minutes. I watched some of the one in Pittsburgh. So that was a little something to see there. I like to see kind of what they're wearing, from the brands to the sponsors to the shoes to if it's Adidas or Puma. That's also really kind of what I like to see, is the different sports I don't watch a lot of, to kind of see what they're wearing and some of their colors and all their different anthems they sing, and just how their fans really get into it and show their passion. The U.S. probably is going to get waxed, I'd say. I don't know how long they're going to make it. I saw the bracket. It looked pretty confusing. I couldn't tell you anything much about it.
they're in it. You say they're doing group play, and we did get a win, right? I think we got a win Friday,
Okay.
so
Okay.
we play
All right.
again. I think this Friday.
Okay.
So
Okay. I hope my team gets going on it. And
yeah, we're going for the cup. Listen, can you imagine if somehow we pulled that off? It's not going to happen. But if it did, can you imagine this country after that? I mean, my goodness. One quick thing on the World Cup. Did you see how much a cold wheat water cost you at the World Cup?
I did not.
$22.50 for a Bud Light, son. $22.50. And I saw a beer snake in the stands. I mean, my goodness, that's a lot of money right there. They had gold cups, and I was thinking, if you got a snake that's 40 foot long at $22 a piece, somebody made some money. I'm just saying.
Oh man, yeah, that's something right there. That's sports pricing for the drinks there for sure. But that's way more than I ever would have thought.
Yeah, that's deep.
All right, I'm gonna close it down. Thanks for being tuned in, everybody. Like, share, and subscribe if you would on the YouTube. Add it to your library for Apple Podcasts and Spotify. If you got any fan mail, you can put it in the comments below, which we had one this past week. So thank you for the comment there about the show. Thank you for that. And you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Thanks for coming on, Casper.
Thanks for having me. It's been a great time. We'll see you next Monday.
That sounds good. Next Monday, we'll see you then.